Welcome to Take 5. We're going to begin the week and center ourselves for what's coming up and during the week. And I'd like to invite you to start with a brief meditation to kind of center yourself in the moment and get those thoughts sorted out as a separate thing. I invite you to set an intention for the class or for the week or for the year, and try to keep it in present time. Throughout the class, I will try to remind as much as I can to bring back to the intention over and over, so that way we create neural paths of really being mindful about what we want to manifest in our lives. So set that intention now. I would like to share my intention. My intention is love, to love others and also to love myself. So in present time, for example, would be I am love. And begin to notice where the breath is today. Let's place both of the hands on the belly and just feel the breath expanding the belly forward on inhale, kind of like filling a pitcher with water. And on exhale, belly towards the spine. Deepen the breath. See if you can feel it more, inhaling towards off the back of the throat, and then on exhale also on the back of the throat. Try to maintain that belly breath throughout the class. I'll remind as much as I can where the breath is, and you just notice, are you breathing shallow throughout the practice, or it's actually going to the belly? If it is, great. If it's not, maybe you're holding too long in a pose, or maybe the pose is too difficult and you need to exit it. The breath is the most important thing throughout the practice. So if the breath is restricted, do something about it if you notice it. If you don't notice it, don't worry yourself about it. It's fine. We'll forget things. But bringing back to the breath is bringing us back to the present moment. Also, if you find yourself drifting away with thoughts or schedules, bring yourself back to the breath. Begin relaxing the scalp. Feel the tingling of the circulation on the scalp. Relax this area. And as we progress through the practice, you will get more and more relaxed, deeper and deeper. Relax the forehead and the eyebrows. Relax the skin on the face and the cheeks and the jaw. Relax the shoulders and the throat area inside and outside. Relax the arms and the hands. Relax the chest area and the belly. Inside the body and outside where the skin is touching your clothing. Relax the sitting bones and the thighs. the knees and calves and feet. Relax the entire legs, inside and outside, where the skin is touching the clothing. Relax your toes and heels. Relax the feet. To enter a deeper, more relaxed state, imagine a place that's passive and tranquil. Maybe the beach on a Sunday morning. Occasional white clouds and birds. Repeat your intention again 3 times in your head. If you forgot it, just come up with a new one. Present time. And inhale, hands above the head, interlace fingers and stretch them very far away from the sitting bones. Regardless of the sitting position, it doesn't matter if you are on your feet or knees or you're in a cross-legged position. Exhale, lowering the hands, keep the length of the spine. So we will be inhaling into the belly, and as we inhale, we'll be moving the hands up and above the head. On exhale, we'll lower them. Try to think like wave-like into the belly, chest, and top part of the lungs. So 3 parts, and the same way exhale from the top of the chest, the middle of the lungs, and belly. So inhale, belly, middle, top. Exhale, top, middle, belly. So now we'll incorporate the hands with that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. At your own pace, continue. On the next inhale, keep the right arm up where it was and the left one somewhere next to you for support. Inhaling really, really high with the fingertips on the right arm. Anchor the right sitting bone to make sure that the entire right side is very stretched. And then move overhead towards the left, look underneath the right arm. Breathe all the way to the bottom of the belly. On inhalation, exit the pose by keeping the spine straight. Inhale, left arm up and above. So left sitting bone away from left fingertips. Breathe. And overhead. Look underneath the left arm. And inhale both arms above the head. Interlace fingers once again. Rotate towards the left. So keep the length of the spine. The rotation is about 80%, not 100% of where you can go, but 80%, and then begin lowering the hands. Inhale, hands back up, back towards the middle. Rotate towards the right, about 80%. Hands down, exhale. Inhale, hands back up. Once again, towards the left. Hands down, exhale. Inhale, back up. And towards the right. Inhale, back up. And float the hands down towards the ground. Now think about fingertips far away from the crown of the head. And wiggle the fingers. It's very stretched, far away from the crown of the head. Keep the shoulders relaxed and anchor from the sitting bones up as imagine you're pulled on a string. So the neck is a beautiful continuation of the spine. You're trying to always have the neck thinking of it as a continuation of your spine and not just the neck, like, where you're hunching over. No, no. Staying straight always. So crown of the head far away from the sitting bones. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Right fingertips wiggling actively. And then move the chin forward. And then up. Notice how this right side feels like. One of those poses that really exposes differences between the sides, left and right. And then right ear towards the right shoulder. Chin towards the chest, and then chin towards the sky. Notice how this side feels. Is it different? If you notice differences between the sides for like several practices, then begin to spend more time on the tighter side. Like for example, the right one was tighter for me. I'm gonna go back to it. Just being right-handed type of thing. Inhaling hands above the head, and this time interlace fingers but keep the palms towards you, and then begin caving in forward just with the top part of the spine, kind of spacing out the shoulder blades in the back. And then chin towards the chest. Send the breath on the backs of the lungs. And inhaling, hands back up. Place the hands behind you and then move into reverse tabletop. Chest towards the sky, chin towards the sky. Keep the neck straight. Breathe. See if the shoulders are a little bit different. And this one, always keep shy of lock in the joints, so make sure the elbows are not completely straight, but they're shy of lock, strong. And lower yourself into hugging the knees. Hug the knees. Tuck the chin towards the chest. And make a transition into regular tabletop on hands and knees. Every time we're on the hands, we want to keep the elbows shy of lock, so strong. Also spread fingertips to avoid any kind of wrist problems. And then the knees are exactly underneath the hips. Inhale the tailbone and the head towards the sky. Exhale, round the back. Push the mat away as much as you can and space out the shoulder blades. Inhale, head and tailbone again towards the sky. Exhale, round the back. Inhale the head and tailbone towards the sky, and then this time move the left foot up behind you. And then exhale, knee towards the chin. Foot back up behind you, the same one, left. And exhale, knee towards the chin. One more last time, inhale, and towards the chin. Check on the elbows, are they locked or they're strong? Inhale, right foot behind you. Exhale, knee towards the chin. And again, inhale up. Full breath, as much as you can, fuller and fuller each time. And exhale. One more last time. Inhale back up and exhale. Find your way into a child's pose and use this as a resting pose throughout the practice in case you run out of breath or you just need a break. Also, check on yourself whether you need water at some point. It's always good to slam as much as you can water, especially during yoga practice, because you're moving a lot of stuff around and you want to flush out some of the stuff that's no longer needed, both emotional and physical. Feel free to get into child's pose anytime during the practice and find yourself into tabletop, and from there turn the toes and get into a down facing dog, moving tailbone towards the sky, and then walking the heels one at a time, lowering left and then right. Maybe incorporate breath. Left inhale, right exhale, or one long inhale, left and then right. Pushing the mat away with the hands, and each time you're in the downward facing dog, so if you have anything going on in the wrists, you could do a fist instead of being on the palm. If you are with palms open, make sure the fingertips are spread and digged into the mat to where you are protecting the wrists. Chest towards the thighs. Look forward and move into plank. Strong, straight spine. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Looking towards the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Elongating the backs of the legs. Maybe both heels are going towards the mat. And this time, looking towards your navel. Look forward, move the left forward towards the hands and inhale yourself into warrior one, hips squared forward. And always when you're in warrior one, try not to be leaning forward like this, but instead think that you're hanging off of a tree. So moving up with the hands, strong, very strong pose. So if you need some self-confidence at some point during the day, let's say you have an important meeting or conversation with someone, go to the restroom and stay in that pose. Or if you don't feel self-conscious, just do it on the street. Exhale into warrior two. So for this one too, we have tendency to lean forward, but instead try to stay straight and strong. Look at the left and right hand and see if they are on the same level. Inhaling, left arm up towards the sky, right one is kind of hanging there or maybe on the hip. Exhale, windmill, hands all the way down, facing dog. Elevate the left leg behind you, far away from the hands. Think heel far away from the fingers. Begin making circles with the left foot. Change the direction of the circle. Regular downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Inhale back into downward facing dog. Exhale into plank. Notice how your shoulders are. Are they into the ears, or you can move them away from the ears? Inhale into downward facing dog. And exhale into plank. Alright, last one. Inhale into dog. Look forward and move the right foot forward towards the hands. This time, plant the left heel down. Inhale yourself into warrior one. Strong. Strong, hands up. Are you leaning forward or you're straight? Exhale into warrior two. Turning to the side and notice if left and right hands are on the same level. Notice if you're leaning forward in this one. This one is like really tricky. Sometimes it's hard to see whether we're leaning forward. So think always maybe lean back, strong core. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky, left one just hanging there or on the left hip. And exhale, windmilling hands, downward facing dog. Actively pushing the mat away from us, chest towards the thighs, and both heels are lowering. Elevate the right leg. Begin making circles with the foot. Change the direction of the circles. Back to regular downward facing dog. This is another pose that you can use to rest and recuperate if you need to during the practice. Feel free to just get into downward facing dog or child's pose anytime. Look forward, move the left foot forward towards the hands. Plant the right foot down for support and inhale yourself, strong warrior one. On exhalation, we will straighten the front leg and fold over. Inhale back up, strong core. Always tighten the core before you bring yourself up. Exhale, lowering with straight left leg. Inhale back up. And move into goddess pose with feet apart from each other and elbows far apart from each other. Do try to have 90 degrees in the elbows, palms up towards the sky. Begin lowering. Inhale all the way up and then begin forward fold. Begin walking the hands behind you. Turn over towards the right. And then inhale all the way up into warrior one on this side. Notice how I'm like leaning forward. Instead, I have to think hands up, strong. And then straighten the front leg, fold over, exhale. Inhale back up. So for this one, just have to make sure that you have distance between the stretch of the feet is like hip distance or shoulder distance. If it's less, you might lose balance getting up. Notice where you're at. Always inhale up. Also, especially in all the balancing poses later on, if you lose balance, getting slowly back into the pose mindfully. Exhale, lowering and straight right leg. Inhale back up. And one more last time, exhale, lowering. Walk the hands back towards the middle. Lean towards the left foot with the face towards the toes. Breathe. And then let's walk over with the hands towards the right a little bit. Lean towards the right foot. Back towards the middle. And then find yourself in a forward fold with hands towards the ground, maybe touching the ground, and feet about shoulder distance or hip distance. Micro bend the right leg, and then fold over the left. And extending and elongating the back of the left leg. And then we will move over towards the right foot, over the right foot, and then the left leg is micro bend in the knee. And find yourself in a downward facing dog, maybe walking the hands forward and the legs back. Inhale into plank, and then move the left foot towards the right, crossing over the left leg. Left foot crosses over the right leg. And moving to the side for side plank, right hand up towards the sky. Maybe wiggle fingers here on the right hand to create that space between the shoulder blades. And exhale, find yourself into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank, and this time cross the right leg over the left. And then turn to side plank with left arm up towards the sky. And then find yourself into downward facing dog on exhale. We do this once more. Inhale into plank and cross over left leg over the right. You could make it a little stronger if you begin elevating your right leg. Less strong would be if you add the left knee on the mat. It's fine either way. And breathe. The breath is a little restricted in these poses, so try to force it in if it's not all the way down to the belly. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank again, and we're gonna move the right leg over the left. Elevating left arm, breathe and space out shoulder blades. And back into dog. Look forward and move the left knee forward towards in between the hands, and then the left knee towards in between the hands, and then the foot will go a little bit towards the right, and see if you can sneak it into the pose with relaxing at the same time the entire length of the left leg and left foot. This one, sometimes it's better to have something underneath your left sitting bone, as the purpose of the pose is to relax the muscles, and sometimes we just need something underneath the left sitting bone. Otherwise, we're like keeping ourselves where the muscles are still tight. The whole point in this one is just to relax the entire leg, including the hip. Relax the spine, relax the leg, both legs. And maybe begin lowering and moving the hands forward. Where is the breath? Come back to your intention from the beginning of the class and repeat it 3 times in your head in present time. Relax the entire length of the leg, both legs. Very slowly start to sneak out of the pose, lifting hands, walking them towards you if they were forward. Very, very slow. Slow because you don't want the muscles to snap right back in. Just stay relaxed, getting out. And when you're already in upright position with the torso, begin lifting up the back foot, the right one, and maybe reach it with the right arm. If you can't reach it, just keep it up. And breathe. See if you can move it towards you if you are reaching it. Some people are just really tight and sometimes it's hard to reach certain things. So it's good to keep a belt next to you. So for example, if I couldn't reach my foot right now, I'll use a belt and bring the foot towards me. So I can actually stretch a little more the front side of the right thigh. After a while, the leg muscles are very strong and stubborn. So after a while, they start loosening up. And maybe you can bring the foot more towards you, maybe even put it in the crease of your elbow, like this. And breathe. Where is the breath? Very slowly begin sneaking out of the pose, relaxing the right foot, don't just slam it down, but very, very slowly releasing. And find your way into moving it forwards with right knee forward this time, left leg straight behind you. Pigeon on this side. This is another pose that really exposes differences between the sides, left and right leg. So notice, don't judge, just notice. If you have differences within several classes, then maybe begin taking action in terms of balancing. So staying longer on the tighter side. And breathe. Relax the entire right leg and the right foot. Relax the left foot. Once you find that relaxation, then you're gonna begin moving, lowering, moving down towards the ground and maybe walking the hands forward, whichever you choose. You just find a relaxation within the pose. Think about your intention and maybe repeat it 3 times in your head on this side too. Breathe, full breath. For example, for me, weirdly enough, this right side is so much tighter than the left. And that's understandable if you drive a lot. However, I have not driven a car in a long time now, few months, and it's still very tight. So I have a tendency to spend more time on the tighter side. It's just more balancing for me. So I encourage you to notice, take a note of every single pose that is left and right type of pose, and notice differences, whether if it's in the shoulders or in the hips or anything. That helps so much, not just physically to be healthy, but also it helps balancing your feminine and masculine side, and then brings more harmony in your life. Notice if there's any spot that has more of a tension, and if there's tension, send the breath there, visualizing inhaling to that spot, exhaling, relaxing it. Remember, when we are beginning to exit the pose, we slowly are going to be sneaking out, lifting, and once your torso is in upright position, then begin reaching towards the left foot. Breathe. Totally different than the other side for me. If you feel like moving the foot into the crease of the elbow, feel free. As long as the breath is full and goes all the way to the bottom of the belly, the bottoms of the lungs, all the way to the belly, then you're okay. If the breath is restricted or shallow, you're probably forcing it. So either make the pose not as deep, or maybe you don't hold it as long. Yeah, this side feels totally different for me than the other side. When you're ready to exhale, very slowly begin moving the foot towards the ground without slamming it out. And then eventually we're gonna find the right foot on the other onto the outer side of the right leg, kind of like stacking the knees on top of each other. Make sure that both of the sitting bones are on the mat and not the left one lifted or anything. So feet are not underneath you, but like on the two sides, sitting bones both on the mat. Strong straight spine, relax the shoulders. This one really exposes differences between the sides, just like pigeon. So notice, inhaling hands up, and then we'll move the left arm in front of the right in eagle arms. If you can't do eagle arms, you can just hug yourself. Lowering the elbows, and then begin lowering the chin towards the chest. Lower back is straight, the tops of the spine is kind of like curved, and try to relax the shoulder blades and space them away from each other. Elevate the face and elevate the arms, elbows straight in front of you. Elevate more the arms. Keep breathing into the belly. Exhale, relax the arms. Maybe use the arms to kind of lift yourself up, but watch this ninja move. So you're gonna lift up and rotate, and then the left knee gonna be forward, and then the right knee on the top of the left. So you're kind of on the other side of what we were. So left leg is on the bottom this time. Space out the feet away to where you're really not lifted with the sitting bones. Both of the sitting bones are down. Again, notice differences between the sides. This is a pose that really would tell you, huh, you see that side is different or not. Hopefully not, but if it is, oh well. Great time to come back to your intention from the beginning of the class here and just repeat it 3 times in present time in your head. Inhaling hands up towards the sky and exhaling, lowering with right in front of the left, either hug or eagle arms. Elbows lowering and chin lowering towards the chest. Breathe. Breathe in between the shoulder blades and the backs of the lungs. Inhaling hands up, face up, face and hands up. Where is the breath? And exhale, even lowering. So we are going to slowly get out of this with knees towards the chest and do a roly-poly back. Actually do a few roly-polies to massage the spine, like so. Roly-poly. And find yourself laying down, hugging the knees towards the chest. Move the knees towards the left. Hold them down with the left hand, and then the right arm goes away from you as much as possible with the palm up towards the sky, and then look behind the right fingers. Hug the knees towards the chest. Stay here for a couple of breaths and give a chance to the body to respond. And knees towards the right. Hold them down with the right hand. And then the left arm goes up, and with the palm up behind you, look towards behind the fingers of the left hand. And breathe. Notice where the breath is. Is it restricted? Since this is a twist, do you have to force it down so it goes all the way in to the bottom of the lungs? And hug the knees towards the chest. Give the body a chance to respond. So now this next one, get both of your hands and with the palms down towards both sides. So this is gonna anchor you to where you have more leverage with the arms on the floor with the palms down. And elevate the legs up towards the sky, straight legs. We're gonna move the legs towards the left and hover. Don't touch the ground. Inhaling, legs up. Exhaling towards the right and hover. Don't touch the floor. Inhale, back up. And incorporate breath with movement always. So if you have to speed up the movement, do it, or slow down the breath if you can. That would be better. Slower breath, always better. Exhale to one side. Inhale when you go up. And exhale to the other side. Inhale up. At your own pace. Notice differences between the arms, perhaps. And when you have enough of that, get into happy baby. Grabbing your toes, moving left and right, massaging the entire length of the spine, and slightly tuck the chin so you can incorporate the neck as well. Left and right. Hug the knees. And then place the feet down about shoulder shoulder distance. Palms are down for support and begin elevating the hips. Not too much, maybe 60% of what you can. And see if you can walk the shoulders towards the heels. In this one, do not look left and right, don't move your neck, very important. And try to keep more weight on the shoulders than not. Sometimes when you have like a long neck, a lot of the tension goes into the neck and you have to be extra careful to put more weight into the shoulders. Exhale, lowering. We'll do this again and we'll lift a little bit higher this time. So strong feet, palms down for support, elevating the hips, walk the shoulders towards the heels, and move higher. And do not look left or right, keep the neck super straight. See if you can elevate the hips some more. Breathe. I know in this one, probably the breath is pretty restricted. Regardless, force it in all the way to the bottom of the belly. Expanding the belly on inhale, belly towards the spine, and exhale. Very slowly and mindfully with control from the legs, begin lowering yourself. And eventually, hug the knees towards the chest. Now let's do one more happy baby. So get in the toes, moving left and right. And then place the feet on the mat. Elongate arms above the head and interlace fingers. So for this one, you can choose to have the legs straight if you want. But begin moving the hands towards the left into like a banana shape. And breathe. More on the right side. And then moving towards the right. Banana shape on this side. And breathe. More on the left side. And then back towards the middle. Elongating as far as possible, hands from toes. And then float the hands down towards the legs with the palms up towards the sky. Tuck slightly the chin towards the chest, just a little bit so you can elongate the neck. Space out the shoulders and see if they can be moved more underneath you. You can choose to open the feet here and relax. Come back to your intention from the beginning of the class and repeat it 3 times in your head. And this is the most important pose of the entire class as it teaches your body perfect body alignment, and it also seals the practice. close the eyes if you haven't done so, and just to begin to relax the entire body from the scalp to the toes. And to help you seal your intention and practice, I will play some crystal ball for you. It's rose quartz crystal ball and connects with the heart chakra, and also it's tuned in 432 hertz, so it's super healthy. Listen to the sounds of the crystal ball and breathe. Relaxing deeper and deeper, getting heavier on the mat, relaxing from the crown of the head to the toes. Happy drum. can choose to keep laying down or continue with your day, and hopefully you have a beautiful one. Thank you for practicing with me, and I will see you on Friday. Oh, Friday from Spain, and then Monday I'll be in France. So I'll see you from different countries. Bye. Ciao.